My first buy for 216. This is the item which I first purchased. This is my first purchase of actually purchase-wise of 216. Ordered it. Actually ordered it. This is we are now week commencing the 18th of January. I ordered it week commencing the 11th of January. First order of 216. First order stroke buy 216. Little history behind this. When this was in cinemas, Blu-ray 3D was still in its sort of heyday. Wouldn't say infancy, but and it was still quite novel to go to the cinema to see a Blu-ray 3D movie. So what I did was, it was one of those few times I was near a cinema complex with a friend, and I tried to drag us both in. We'd been out for a drink, and unfortunately my friend got turfed out by the doorman at the complex. One of these new modern fangled cinema complexes with an IMAX screen and a newly installed IMAX screen. They didn't want those pair of drunks in there. So unfortunately I never got to see this at the time. I can't find the appeal for this, otherwise I'd open it for you. So unfortunately, as I say, I didn't see it at the time, and now it's January 2016. Still haven't got round yet to seeing it. In a previous video I showed you I found this treasure in a used media store. The first two Die Hards with their special editions in a all-in-one gatefold. The first two movies recently, I've checked them out and I've loved them to pieces. I say I've seen part 3. This one I ordered, I know in fact I bought it in a shop just after Christmas, just prior to New Year. Die Hard 4, is it even Die Hard 5? I think it's Die Hard 5, isn't it? Die Hard 4 was with Justin Long from Jeepers Creepers fame. Die Hard 5 is with the geezer who's appearing in absolutely everything, isn't it? Geezer has appeared in everything over the last 2 years. Got slipcover with this. Couldn't believe it, really. Eyes popped out their heads when I saw the slipcover for that. Everyone's seen 1, 2 and 3, haven't they? Everything now comes with the digital code, doesn't it? Whether it be digital high def code or just a standard digital code, doesn't it? Everything. It's A and B, region A and B, it specifies on the back. I'm dying to see how this one plays out. I don't know the part Jai Courtney plays in it. I haven't a clue. Now I'm hoping that I've got a slipcover with this. I bought this on the UK Amazon site as a US import. I've got a feeling, by the feel of it, there's no slipcover on it. I know for a fact that the Region A Blu-ray does have a slipcover with this. I've seen it being opened on YouTube in several videos, and I've seen it in images as well online with its slipcover. No slipcover. I thought not. Because you get them so cheap online when you buy US imports, Region A Blu-rays on the UK Amazon site. You get them so cheap, so inexpensively. that the bastard's gone and took the slipcase off and kept it for himself. You get them in the cellophane like that and the slip covers on top. Oh, bastard. I didn't buy it from Amazon, you see, straight from Amazon. I bought it from All Your Music. Well, if you're listening, All Your Music, I'm sure if you use Amazon's site, you're familiar with All Your Music. Stick it up your arse, matey. Hope you manage to wag your arse nicely with that slip cover you've kept of mine. Back in a minute with my take on it. I can't take the cellophane off it. I just can't do a damn thing. See you in a bit. Hello. Right. Got this a blast from the past. When I got it from the mailbox, I didn't realise what it was. It was only I brought it in and 10 minutes of thinking very hard as to what it was. I remembered what I'd ordered. Excellent. It's in a super jewel box. I love these super jewel boxes. I love them to bits. I believe it's a double CD, this. Yeah. Rhino brought it out. But officially it's got Unleashed Danny Minogue on the front. It's Kylie Minogue's sister. There's the booklet there. It's just simply a remix CD. 18 tracks, which made me to believe it was a 2-disc. Really, this should have been over 2 discs. This, an 18-track CD, an 18-track album. It should have been over 2 discs. To bet you any money, the tracks would skip and jump terribly toward the end of the album. I will bet my bottom dollar it'll start to jump terribly. There's there's what to expect inside. You got some pretty pictures of Danny Minogue there. And as I've said, I'll give you my thoughts on the album in a bit. Alright, Muggies. Yay, we just got something else in the post, and I don't know what the hell it is, which makes it even better. Hey, quickly open it before I remember what it is. It's my super bit version of Tears of the Sun. Yes! Got it. DTS soundtrack as well. It'll have, there. Where, hey. Wunderbar. Great. Excellent. It feels like it's in spanking fabulous nick as well. Fabulous. I could have got the Blu-ray for less, but I thought no, because I've seen a nice steelbook on this Dutch website I want to get, and that's for buttons. That's up for buttons also. So I thought I would just settle with the super bit version, because you get the DTS soundtrack on this audio track on this, whereas you don't get that. You don't get the DTS on the standard DVD. This was only a few quid, slightly more, just only slightly more, literally pennies more than the DVD, standard DVD version. So I can still have a really enjoyable watching and listening experience with the movie until I can get that nice Dutch steelbook. Oh, I'm made up, it's arrived in a few days and in such good nick as well. It really is, it's in sound nick. Brilliant, brilliant. Excellent, little booklet there, see? Just don't expect to get these when you buy, when you don't buy new. When you buy used, you just don't expect to get them. They're always a really nice treat, them, to get them. Yeah, the out-court super bit edition of Tears of the Sun. Wunderbar. Don't forget, you know, these old super bit editions, they have, they're selling for buttons, yet they still have the DTS, a nice DTS audio track on them. So remember, if you see them, whip them up, if you like your audio surround sound. Okay, I should be back in a moment with my review. My little thoughts on it. See you in a bit. got the Region B lenticular of Woman in Black. You can see that. Seeing the Region A, theirs is different, yours is different in Region A land. I had to really get the Region B lenticular to fit on our cases. They're very different, aren't they? Region A to Region B. They're both very different from each other. Yeah, you can see it again like that. Yeah. Again, eBay came to my rescue there. I was after that for ages, the lenticular cover for this movie. For ages. And the second thing, speaking of Michael J. Fox, in the previous video on the channel, it was the video for it was my tribute to Robert Loggia. I used Cold-Blooded, film Cold-Blooded, and I mentioned Michael J. Fox's cameo in it, and it must have come straight from Doc Hollywood, the movie Doc Hollywood, to do it. I was just so online, wasn't I? Late one night again, as you do, fucking around online. I've come across this, haven't I? Literally. Let's have a look. Let me just see what that seller's meaning of the words very good are with you live here. Oh my god, it's still in its bloody wrap. Ah, but it is open. Oh fuck, he's giving me two. They're both still in their wrap. Fuck. This was listed as used, very good. And now I've got two, both still in their cellophane, from the year 1991, released 91. Oh my god. Apparently it's not supposed to be very good. The orchestral score, which this is, it's supposed to simply emanate around one or two simple themes. The whole OST is. It's not supposed to be very good, but as I say, I saw it for a penny, and it was boasting very good. I said to myself recently as well that I would stop buying vinyl. I got so much of it. I know. And I can't believe I've gone and got two. Fancy that, I've gone and got two. I can't believe this has just happened to me. That I was opening it thinking it must be a gatefold issue. I can't believe that's just. I can't believe I can't believe what's just happened here. See you in a bit. I've completed Supernatural Season 8. On the cover there, you can just see there, he's depicted there, still looking healthy and quite full of weight. Jared Padalecki. He has lost a lot of weight. He lost a lot of weight for Season 8. Whether or not he just simply stopped working out, I don't know. Or he needed to lose the body mass simply for the script for the season, because the script entailed his character becoming very ill toward the end of the season, in which basically he would have looked silly, walking around like a tank like he normally does. His character would have looked silly doing so. So whether his loss of weight there for story's sake or simply it was a coincidence, I don't know, but it is actually quite disturbing, Season 8, toward the end, how very ill Jared Padalecki looks. This dude here, I forget his name, what's his name, Jensen Ackles, he looks just the same throughout. I've now completed it. That's my observation of the season. They're certainly settling down, the pair, and working harder as a pair of thesps, let's put it that way. I think that's maybe why the season doesn't watch the same as previous seasons. Maybe simply because the pair have grown up. Anyway, I did thoroughly enjoy season 8 come the end of it. You obviously have to leave your brain at the door when you're watching this, but yeah, wonderful season 8. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. Got a lot out of that in the end. Moving on to season 9. I bought this brand new. It was going really inexpensively on eBay. Brand new, and it did emphasise in its notes that it was still wrapped in its cellophane. I'm looking forward to talking into this. Whenever I take a break between seasons, I get back into it again. All over again. Without getting too homoerotic about everything, they do have a great chemistry, the two actors, the two players in this TV franchise. I'm not too keen. I'm fully aware that the British guy in it becomes quite commonplace in season 9. I'm not too keen on him as an actor, to be honest with you, as a player, to be honest with you. I'm simply not too keen on him. I can just about bear the Dutch player there. I can just about bear him walking around in that jacket and tie, since he has done since year dot. I can just about bear him in each episode. I'm still getting used to the British actor in it. What is his name? Came and went then. Crowley. I'm still getting used to him as a player, as a person, as a player. His character's fine. I'm just getting used to him being in virtually every episode now. Now, see the way I was saying in my previous update video, my post-Halloween pre-Xmas 15, like the slimmer cases even come in slip cases. See, here's my proof. I demonstrate to you. See, I told you so, didn't I? But see what I was mentioning with season 8, the way it arrived without it. Told you, didn't I? Anyway, an update on that business, update on this season arriving without a slip case. Update on it. I sent an email to the seller, stating such and that I was a bit pissed off, to say the least, with it arriving without slip. Basically, how it will now be harder for me to sell it on, and if I do, when I do, I will suffer a loss. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I've asked for a part refund on it, because basically I will have to take, probably get about £5-6 for it second hand now, whereas I could have asked up to £9 for it second hand in this used like new condition. If it came with its slip, I could have got £9. I wouldn't be able to ask for more than £6 now. I'd have to put in its notes without slip, because that's my point when I sent the email. That's my point with it not arriving slip. It didn't state in its notes when I did make the purchase that it didn't have a slip. I did put that in my email when I wrote to the seller, and it wasn't in his notes. I said I wouldn't. In my email, I said I would not have bought it if I'd have known it didn't have its slip. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I will keep you up to date. Right, I'm going to talk into season 9. I'll probably wait a few days now, because I've just finished season 8. I'll probably wait a few days. I'll probably wait till the weekend. It's a Wednesday now. I'll probably wait till the weekend before I kick off this season. There you go. All the discs are all black and white now. They were still in Technicolor gloriously in every season prior. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. I'll dive into that, and I might come back in this update with how it's looking season 9. Okay, see you in a bit. Tintin. Then how's the kids are supposed to sit through animated movies? I fell and dropped off the edge well before the first half was over, right, and I'm putting that nicely. As of fact that it was Spielberg's first 3D film, I do recall at the time it did cause a stir, this movie. It was known for that. I think that's why I wanted to go and see it so adamantly. It had a groundbreaking feel to it, this movie did, at the time. I do recall that. Unfortunately, as I was saying, I was unable to see it at the time. Now watching it in hindsight, it's simply just another animated movie to me in the 2.40 aspect ratio on my big lush screen. The 3D is fantastic on it, but along with every other animated movie in the 2.40 aspect ratio, the 3D is fantastic on all of them. Now, it's one of them. It's one of them where human beings were filmed using those special sampled suits they wear, and they're rigged up to computer systems, and that's how the animation, that's how the characters in the movie got their animated movements, so to speak. It's one of those type of movies, like way back, like Avatar was, like the film, like the recent Beowulf Carnation. Tintin is one of those carnations. It works really well, but I must say, if you're an adult thinking you'll dip into it, thinking it'll be highly entertaining, and what with 3D being fantastic on it, I will say to you, have reservations, because it's pure Saturday morning kids animation, kids themed animation. That's what it is. The Spielberg Tintin movie. There's not a moment in it where it may appeal to adult humour. There's not a single moment. It's all kids animated. It's all kids themed animation throughout, from A to Z. I must say, with Paramount Blu-rays for their home market, they have animation. They have internal artwork on the hammer rays. See, I only have one other Paramount, and it's the first Captain America movie, and it's exactly the same setup. The picture is underneath one of the discs on the right hand side. Yeah, that's where the artwork is. It's under the right hand disc. And what they do, I've noticed also, is that they stick the digital code on the left hand side. Instead of putting a piece of art, they put the code, digital code there. That's still live, that one. That I'm covering that one up. See, they actually use the left hand door to put the digital code there instead of the artwork, so to speak. Well, Paramounts, they do that. The Paramounts, it's a lovely picture, that one on that side there. It's a Tintin on his bike there. Paramount obviously must do that throughout all their home releases on their Ameri cases. I've only ever known one other company to do that, have internal artwork on the Amarais, and it's the Sony releases. I've shown you my Sony collection before in a previous video where I talk about 4K or 1080p. All Sonys are known to have artwork on both, but they have it on both sides. They don't merge the digital code in with one of the sides. They actually have artwork on both sides, some kind of artwork illustration on both sides. Example of. Okay, it's Tintin. I will repeat the 3D on this. It's outstanding. The 3D I watch using active shutter glasses. That's over my television. It's active 3D, and it's absolutely amazing. Even now, even in retrospect, the 3D is still outstanding. It really does. It still holds up, the 3D. You literally sit back in your chair and you're just like that. Oh wow, whoa! It's like really, it's that impressive. It's like, God, this is why I bought my TV. You know, this is you're sitting there and you're thinking, this is it. This is the reason why you went in for 3D. In hindsight, the 3D is still outstanding on this particular disc. Got Doc Hollywood soundtrack here. Touch On. I've opened one of them. I've left the cellophane on here as protection. It's Faris Sarabande, the label who issued themselves. It's nowhere near, it's not 180 gram, it's not an audiophile vinyl at all, but it plays wonderful. On my record players, it plays absolutely fine. I have some battered 7 inches which play great on my record player, whereas I have some 180 gram audiophile vinyl which sound awful. I think it's all luck of the draw, you know, when it comes to your vinyl and your setup. It's all down to that combination. The combination, if you happen to be lucky with your combination at home. I did notice the Faris Sarabande, their label. I like the look of their label. I just like the look of it. It has a nice warm feeling to it. Hope you're getting that. I was impressed. I went out there, and I know I've got other Faris Sarabande releases, but they're all on CD. It's the first vinyl output of theirs I have, so I couldn't compare the label. I wonder if this is the label which runs throughout all their releases and have ever. Because I say that. It's nice, isn't it? I say that because I like that Doc Hollywood OST, the score to the movie. I really like it. I've had the movie for ages, forever and a day. I've had the movie for. It's Region 2 disc. It only has Dolby 2 point surround. It's your basic of basics, but it is a legit DVD. This I am made up to finally have the OST. I'm made up, and when I'm listening to the OST, it does remind me of plenty of cues within the movie, and it's got on it Patsy Cline's Crazy as well. Even though it doesn't have the one and only Chesney Hawkes one and only, it does have Patsy Cline's Crazy, and it's just thrown in there, Crazy, as one of the last tracks on side 1. It's the last track on side 1, and if you're listening to it in your home, it just comes on, and it's just like really pleasurable, like a listening experience that this OST is. And then you flip it over and it continues, really great feel to it. I love this OST. I can highly recommend it. I wouldn't mind it on CD actually, but say the vinyl plays wonderful. If you can grab the vinyl, Faris Sarabande's first issue vinyl of the Hollywood OST, the score, go for it. I can highly recommend that. You can have labels, vinyl wise, which can be quite impressive looking, and had been for a good 20 years. MCA had a really nice label for a good 20 years. It was like that, lovely rainbow over cloud, overlooking cloud. But they suddenly changed theirs to I mean, what's all that about? This was very recently. MCA changed theirs to this. Hello? So I wonder if every Saraband have always had their label like that. It's quite plain. One could say it's quite a plain label, but I really like that. I really like that. I really like it. Warners themselves, Barish Saraband's mothership. I've always liked Warners, the actual mothership itself. I've always loved Warner's label, always loved it. Varis's sister under Warner's, Reprise. This is up there with MCA. To me, always had high affection for Reprise. I've always loved Raf. I think this would have to be my favourite along with. No, it is my favourite. This. I've always loved Rafs. Always loved them. Always loved this ship. Along with MCA's old logo, the rainbow above the cloud. Rach comes in, joint up there, way up there, Rach. We've got other classic labels like Capitol Records. Classic label logo. Yeah, along with the colours going along the edge there. Capitol, that's always been Capitol's thing, the colour around their rim. Arista, always been a very colourful one. I'm listening to Taylor Dane right now. Here's his Arista. This is one of Aretha Franklin's. This. See if I can capture some of the colour on that side, because it's such a sunny day. Can you get the red on the label there? You getting it? Oh, you might be getting it now. I'm using my light, you see. Oh, there you go. You might get a tint of red there. Oh, look, below the word Arista. Take my word for it. It's the light I'm using to bleaching out that logo. You've got the classics like Island Records, haven't you? Again, Island use a colour band around the edge there, like Capitol. The Palm Tree Island, aren't they? And the unmistakable Atlantic Records. Absolutely unmistakable Atlantic Records. But yeah, my favourite one I have shown you of all labels would have to be the MCA one there. doing, the lighting I'm using is washing out the colours there of the rainbow, and the blue, the lovely turquoise, the lovely aqua in the blue of the sky. Hope you get the colours there, picking that up somehow. Okay. Love you and leave you. Now I will talk about Bone Tomahawk. Before I talk about the movie, I have tried online to find the slipcase for this. I can't find it on its own. I'm having to buy the whole edition again, and I am not made of money, so I may end up just putting up with this without its slipcover. Gutted, absolutely gutted about that. This is Region A, and it is locked as well. It is locked, this Bone Tomahawk. I think it's a modern take on body horrors, and I'm talking in regards to its genre mix twist toward the end, and I'm going no further with that because I don't want to spoil the movie. So I don't think it was gratuitous. I think, as shocking as it is, I think it was still very, very enjoyable and not off-putting to the point of distaste. Just take heed that it is an 18 rated movie. Don't let it put you off. Don't think it's excessive. As I say, it's not gratuitous. I think the ending was very subtle. It wasn't explicit and corny and Hollywoody type like the end of Cowboys and Aliens. I think the end was subtle, and I think it suited the movie perfectly. It made for a perfect tale, and it left it to your imagination. So I left it for you to fill in the blanks at the end as well. But it certainly didn't tease the point of frustration in regards to that point. I think it was supposed to allow you to continue in your mind with what happens at the end. A lovely subtle tale. I'm sure there was a moral in there somewhere. sure there was. If you can look beyond the body horror element to it. That's Bone Tomahawk, Kurt Russell. I've yet to see Hateful Eight. I've yet to see it, but I will agree. Kurt Russell's character in this is very, very pleasing, very likeable. The first movie I've seen Patrick Wilson is in as well. Matthew Fox, by the way, if you'll recognise Matthew Fox from the Lost TV series from years ago, he has actually aged loads. I thought watching it. Yeah. If you've only seen him in Lost, he's you'll think when you're watching it, you'll think, God, hasn't he aged? Anyway, I'm shooting off. On to the next. See you in a bit. Well worth it. The movie. I feel Bruce Willis had typecast himself even so much as after Die Hard 2. I do feel Bruce Willis had typecast himself in the part of John McClane. Without being a complete bitch about this movie, I do think it is basically John McClane and friends in the jungle, but in the jungle setting. I do feel, in a nutshell, right, before I go into the movie itself, it is really John McClane, because when you see him initially getting off his helicopter with his mates coming on board to take on the mission, you just see him and you just see John McClane, rather than thinking, alright, who's this new character now? He's portraying. That's what I saw. I just saw John McClane. I just saw John McClane getting off the helicopter right at the beginning of the movie. It took me right out of it. As good as the movie was, I do feel he has typecast himself even as much as after the second Die Hard movie. The movie itself, I thought it was competently made. One has to remember, it is quite an old movie, this. There are going to be flaws in it technically. I thought it was a really well done movie. even regarding the fact that he has typecalled himself in the role of John McClane, I still do think that director did a great job of orientating his ability to play another character. Get me? I really feel like the part was scripted so well for him, and amongst his posse who went into the jungle, the whole characters, so to speak, pulled it off really well. I felt it was great. I thought it was really well directed. I liked the actress in it. I do think that the audio track really did boost it. I think it did let it down. There was a particular scene in it, a nighttime scene, where his posse of people are moving a village full of immigrants through the jungle, and you could tell it was in a studio. In the studio setting, you can tell. I could tell that by the way it was lit. But one has to remember it is an 03 movie. I feel like that was the only part of the movie which let it down. The fact that just like that 10-minute section of the movie where one could tell it was in a studio. Other than that, I thought it was competently made. It was quite moving, quite explicitly violent as well. Probably very political for its time. I did thoroughly enjoy it. In regards to it being explicitly more violent than the Die Hard movies, I did get the feeling that maybe he may not have survived in the movie, but I'm going to leave it there. Don't want to give any spoilers away. I do feel the reason why it bombed in cinemas was for that reason I mentioned. It is really, without being a complete twat about it, it is really Bruce Willis and friends go to the jungle to rescue a dame. I do really think it is basically John McClane, but in a jungle setting. John McClane with friends, but in a jungle setting. I feel that's possibly why. I think that's possibly what led it down ultimately through word of mouth. Hello YouTube, hello. Right, okay. I'm back with my second movie of Bruce Willis's for this update. I must say that since buying this movie, I've noticed online there's this cancer spreading throughout it, toward this hate towards Jai Courtney. I don't know why it is. It could have something to do with him being in the Terminator movie, maybe so, I don't know. Yeah, mass hate for Jai Courtney online. Unfortunate, but I really like this. I've not seen the fourth part in the franchise. I remember thoroughly enjoying the first three. I enjoyed this just as much as those. I'm sat here now saying this, thinking, totally aware of this hate toward both Courtney and this movie, thinking, oh no, I'm going to get pelted with tomatoes here. But I can only express my honesty. I loved it for in-home entertainment, in surround sound. I thought it worked great, wonderful as a movie. There is one bit in the movie which I didn't think worked, and it was the part where Bruce Willis's character engaged with a Russian civilian, physically so, in the street, when John McClane, Bruce Willis, was hijacking his vehicle. I don't know if you've seen the movie. I think you'll know what I mean. I think you'll be able to identify this section of the movie. I don't know where the producers and the director got that, thought that was a good idea from. I don't know where, how, which, why, what. I don't know. I don't think John McClane would have done that. I don't think that part of the movie worked. I don't think that little tiny scene worked. I don't think that should have been in the movie. I don't think John McClane would have engaged so coarsely, so blatantly, so gratuitously with a member of the public, regardless of whether he wanted his vehicle or not. Other than that particular scene, I think the movie was great as a whole. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm going to move on swiftly. It's a lovely edition I've got here with the slipcover. I just saw it in my used store with the slipcover, and that was wrapped in cellophane. The actual Blu-ray, the Amaray is wrapped in cellophane, and it's being sold just for a few quid as a used Blu-ray. And I just thought, hey, and I grabbed it and bought it. Wunderbar, wunderbar. I thoroughly love that. John Moore, he's not done much work. He did Flight to the Phoenix, Air Force Flight to the Phoenix. I thought that was awful, that Flight to the Phoenix remake. I remember watching the original as a child. I must have been a child. I mustn't have been that young, because I do remember it, right? And I remember thoroughly loving it. The original Flight to the Phoenix. Spread the remake, which I just now learned he did. I thought that was garbage, but I did like this, I did like that. Right, moving on swiftly. Unleash Danny Minogue. Yeah, I'll let you have another ganders at the inlay. I've given this a good listen, by the way. Video is going to be so long, it's going to be too long. Forgive me. There are the tracks on it. There you go. There are tracks on it, there. Here's the booklet. It's got lyrics in it. Right, she was popular in the UK, Danny Minogue, right? The audience she attracted in the UK, right, were folk who were sick of the pop queens like Madonna and bloody Kylie Minogue, her elder sister, and all the US imports we got over here in the UK. That's who she appealed to, right? The likes of who also Kim Wilde appeared to, but she came before Danny Minogue. You know, the pop princess. She was like a pop princess, Danny Minogue, sooner rather than a pop queen like Madonna and Kylie Minogue, who eventually became pop queen. Kylie Minogue becoming so. She attracted the audience, the people who didn't want to listen to the A-list music artists. Danny Minogue was one of those. As I say, similar to who Kim Wilde attracted the audience she attracted, but before Danny Minogue came on scene. She came earlier, Kim Wilde did. If you're into, if you liked Danny Minogue way back, right, and if you're flicking through the online stores, and if you want to pick up this CD, basically what that CD is, Unleash Danny Minogue, it's done, it's taken a few tracks off Girl, right, 2 previous CDs she's done. It's taken a few tracks off Girl, a few tracks off Neon Nights, remixed them, and then also added a few more like dance hits she's released after this, right, and threw them all on into this album. That's what's made this album up. 2 CDs, 68 minutes long it is. The reason why I said it may have skipped is because way back in the day, in the 80s, I had this album here. This is 4 minutes longer, and I've always had trouble with this album here. I've only ever had one CD player since the 80s which has ever played this through properly. And the minute I saw, that's why the minute I saw this when I opened it, I thought I was going to have getting trouble with this. But it doesn't, I didn't, and I've not on any of my players. It's played great all the way throughout on all my players. Maybe it was the mastering back in the day when CDs, this is a CD from the 80s, this. Mastering back in the day wasn't so hot, maybe. I was saying I've got Predator, Quantum of Solace, The Mechanic, all 50p each. Got them for what I do with just like stuff like that. I take out just random CDs I find in the shops. I take out of the case and I put in like a wallet I've got here, like a big chunky wallet there. You know, my miscellaneous stuff, and I just throw them in there individually. Mechanic, Ben Foster, I thought made that movie. Online again, there's sequel talk to that movie. Immediately, Ben Foster, I think it's the interaction Ben Foster starring in that movie along with Jason Statham. I thought it was their chemistry which made that movie enjoyable for me. I don't know where they can possibly go with a sequel to the recent remake of The Mechanic. I don't know where they can possibly go with that. I don't know. But as far as that movie is concerned, I thought that was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that, the chemistry, and I thought it worked really well as a movie. I thought it was thoroughly entertaining. Yeah, it was wonderful. Format I've seen before, and probably everyone's seen before, but it was great. It was wonderful. That it wasn't too James Bond-esque. It wasn't at all. Predator. This has a DTS audio. This has a DTS audio track on it. Again, like with Tears of the Sun, that audio track makes all the difference when you're watching through a home theatre kit. It doesn't look too bad. It has all the grain left in it. This DVD. It's an 03 release. This 03 release, it has all the grain left in it. Region 2. It doesn't watch too bad. It didn't watch too bad on my 15 screen, to be honest with you. And together with the DTS audio track, what can I say about Predator? It's a classic catalogue title, isn't it? Which I'm glad I've owned that on VHS. I've had that since year dot on VHS. It's finally got it on DVD. And Quantum of Solace I also found 50p. There's not a mark on any of these 50p DVDs, by the way. This again has a DTS audio track on it. I've always been after the DVD of this. I like to get the Bond movies I like on both formats, Blu-ray and DVD, because I only have a DVD set up in my bedroom, you see. Yeah, what can I say? Quantum of Solace, you either like it or you don't. I'm one of those people who likes it. I'm aware he's a bit of a knobhead. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of that. In regards to his origins, I'm not sure how or why or what, where, which. In regards to his portrayal in the movie's favourite, I think that's what lets the movie down. He's just some posh dude in a suit with a big fat wallet. I can see the hate towards it, but I thoroughly enjoy Quantum of Solace. I thoroughly enjoy it. Again, the DTS audio track makes up for everything. My next review now, my next update will be now end of March, April, May, end of June. I'll probably do it. Pop in for the end of March, April, end of June. Probably come back at the end of June for my next one. Okay. Hope you've enjoyed this. Sorry it's been so long. I was going to divide it into two, but I thought sod it. I've got good credits on my account, so Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Comment below. Let me know what you think of the movies I've featured, please. Let me know. Right, give me some encouragement. So it's a lot easier to keep all your miscellaneous DVDs, isn't it? It's a lot easier to keep them in a wallet like this. Just I keep this at the side of my bed, so you can just grab it and just chuck one on at leisure, really, rather than having to get out your bed and shuffle over to a shelf and scramble through plastic Amray cases. Maybe just like there, isn't it? See? How do you eat yours? Alright, see you at the end of June, okay? See you then. Alright, see you then. All the best to you. Over and out.